Hello? You remember cassettes, right? Old plastic rectangles with magnetic tape inside. Sounds kind of okay. You need a pencil to rewind them. I wrote my dissertation about them. I got a PhD in music, writing a dissertation that is not quite about music, at least not directly, but about all those non-musical things, like tapes, but also their liner notes, pictures, and stickers, that provide an extra layer of meaning and value to musical production. I argue that these physical things that we once took for granted help us connect to music and through music different than the ways that today's streaming services allow. To support this claim, I did ethnographic research in Argentina with independent labels that currently produce cassette tapes in Argentina. Not the kinds that you can buy today at Urban Outfitters, but those DIY, artisanal, producing small numbers tapes like the one that you can see behind me, that usually circulate via interpersonal exchanges like the merge table that I show. Working closely with tape makers from genres that range from indie pop to ambient music to punk and thrash metal, I focused on discovering what motivates these people to spend hours of their day pushing buttons on tape recorders, cutting stickers, designing album art, to materialize music that already exists on the internet. Nobody makes money from them, and the people who buy them usually don't even have the right equipment to listen to them. So my dissertation asks, in a time in which we don't need physical media for music, for songs to circulate, why are cassettes still being made, and why do they matter? Through ethnographic methods, interviews, participant observation, field notes, I found that cassettes matter to these communities because of the connections that they facilitate. Cassettes connect people in human ways. For example, when this tape was made, the 3 members of this label got together to drink beer and eat some empanadas, and while restocking the tapes for an upcoming event. The making of a cassette inevitably connects labels to other people. For example, to the artists that they admire, of course, but also to many others. Holding this cassette from band Los Waffles, Nacho from label Poco Proporcional once told me, this tape is the tangible evidence that this band, Los Waffles, exist, and that the photographer, the designer, me, the public, we all exist. Tapes also connect these people to a larger history of independent music production in Argentina. And through their materialities, they generate a myriad of other connections, such as the album art that they circulate, or through the stickers that are left on their J-cards. Focusing on these connections that are fostered through the materialities of tapes, I theorized the notion of relational value, a value that emerges from the relational qualities of things that I believe to be an important contribution to my field. In a time in which consuming music can feel alienating and algorithm-driven, people are finding ways to make music matter in different ways. My dissertation helps us understand the role that the non-musical plays in the value and meaning of musical production. Thank you.